Have you ever posted a story and then refreshed it 5 times because you're waiting for someone specific to see it? Or even just posted or sent a really cute snap just hoping for that one person to reply? Or even posted a thirst trap on TikTok just to see if that one person will like it? These are all signs that you are craving attention and validation without even realizing it. Sometimes we do little actions like post certain things, be super anxious, refresh things, send things to people that we shouldn't send them to, and we wait around looking for people to reply, and we don't even realize that this is a call for attention and a call for validation, and there's a whole deep psychology behind it. Deep down, you are wanting a reply, a comment, a like to make you feel good enough. You are so not alone though. Like, I personally have been through this, and so many girls go through this. We live in a world where like we just want to be seen, we want to be liked, we want to be validated, and that usually comes through other people, especially on social media. But what if I told you that this craving of attention is actually like just in your psychology? Like, you're not even being dramatic, you're actually just being human. Today we're going to dive into the deep psychology behind why you are craving attention, how it's actually tied to your childhood, and then what is going to help you break out of that cycle for good. If you don't know me, guys, my name is Deethy. I am your older sister, everything advice, confidence, and glow up tips. I work in mental health and attachment research, so everything that I say is backed in experience and research. First of all, a lot of people watching this video probably don't even realize that they are attention seeking. They're just so used to doing certain behaviors and they don't even understand why or how to fix it, or even that it's wrong. So I'm going to tell you what it actually looks like to do attention seeking behaviors, first of all. So sometimes they're loud, sometimes they're super subtle things. Like, for example, attention seeking can obviously be like spam calling somebody, you know, messaging somebody a lot, wanting to see them all the time. But it can also be like micro things, like refreshing your story over and over and over to see if somebody saw it, refreshing your DMs to see if that one person replies, refreshing to see if they like your story, going through somebody's following to see if they followed any other girls, posting something just to get the compliments and just to get the comments, posting something to get a bunch of likes, thirst traps, and just pretending that they're for fun, or oh, I just look good, but you're obviously sitting there paying attention to who looked at it, who liked it, and how well it did. Sending snaps or posting on your snap and then waiting for a reply, waiting to see if they R-bombed you, or even just like wanting fame or wanting visibility and just like wanting to be popular. I used to do all of these things. I remember I would post like 2 to 3 selfies a day and then just literally sit there and see who looked at my story and see if like these specific guys like would look at my story and make me feel good. I would literally just tell myself like, no, this is just a cute pic. Like, I'm just posting myself. But it was literally a cry for attention. I don't know if you guys have ever seen somebody who like will post things for attention. Some people will post like that they're sick and they just like want attention, or some people will like post like 30 thirst traps a day and like show cleave and stuff, and like you don't want to be that girl. You might not be doing it to that degree, but you do not want to be that girl that people think just wants attention. What did I really want when I was doing all of these behaviors? I wanted validation. I wanted to feel like somebody liked me. I wanted to feel good enough. I wanted to feel pretty. I wanted to feel wanted. And I wanted to feel worthy. That is the most important part of this. This is the part that nobody really knows about of like why we are the way we are. Now, I want to preface this by saying that there's nothing wrong with you. I myself have these wounds, and so many people actually do without even realizing it. The crave for attention from a guy, from online, from a friend group actually starts way earlier than you think. It goes way back to your childhood. So as a kid, the way you were with your parents, there are things called attachment styles, and I go into that in some of my other videos, but there are anxious attachment, secure attachment, and avoidant attachment. Basically, based on the way that you kind of like would interact with your parents as an infant, so probably before you even remember, you kind of developed these thoughts about yourself and how important you were and if your needs were being met as a kid. Now that's key. It's not just physical needs being taken care of, but also your emotional needs if they were met. So a lot of us grew up with not actually having our emotional needs fully met. So what does this mean? It means like we didn't feel always seen. We didn't feel like we were always heard when we would have a cry for help or we would want something. We didn't feel like our feelings were always super important. Maybe we felt overlooked sometimes as a kid. We basically didn't feel visible, if you know what I mean. And so most of the time, like, it's not that you're completely broken or anything, but as you grow up, you kind of like have this void or like this empty hole, if you think about it, for attention. Since you never felt fully seen, fully good enough, or fully worthy by your parents, it then, when you get older, translates into like a lot of times romantic partners. So then for a girl, a lot of times it's like wanting attention from guys when we kind of get to that like adolescent age or like teenager age. And this is completely normal because this is actually how like attachment works, and that's like how psychology works. Like the relationship you have with your parents then kind of translates into the relationship you're gonna have like romantically with somebody. So we basically start needing other people or another person in particular to give us attention, to give us love, to make us feel feel good enough, to make us feel seen, to make us feel worthy, because we didn't get that in childhood, okay? So now we put all of that empty hole void and we want to fill it with somebody else. Once again, it's like getting attention, getting approval that we never got when we were a kid, later on with other people online or like with a specific person. So that's why we post the selfies, because we know that if we get replies and we get likes, we then feel pretty, we feel seen by so many people, especially on social media, and it's like a dopamine hit. You know what dopamine is? It's a chemical in the brain. It's like the feel-good chemical. And so that's like where addiction comes from. That's like where the happy hormone, you could say. So when I post a selfie and I see that like my crush liked it, I get a dopamine hit. I get the feel-good chemical in the brain and I feel really happy and I feel really good. And you probably can remember like feeling really, really good when like that one guy replies to your story, like you're like, yes, right? Or even just like the fact that if you post something on TikTok and you get like 10K views. What it also looks like is feeling really sad when you like don't get replies, or the video does bad, or you're the person that you wanted to like your story doesn't like it, or like the person R-bombs a snap that you sent. So because we're getting the happy hormone, it's like an addiction. This is literally the chemical in your brain that deals with drug addiction. You feel really good when you get the reply and the video does well, or the guy replies to your snap and says that you look good. So then you want it again and again and again and again, every day, every couple days. I was literally doing it multiple times a day, like taking photos everywhere I would go and posting them on my story. It's not even your fault. It's just like your brain chemicals learning what makes you feel good and then telling you to do it over and over and over so you keep feeling good. Now, the issue is not the dopamine hits. The issue is that shouldn't be making you feel that good. You shouldn't have that void in you that you need attention and you need people to like validate you online, in person, or whatever that badly that it's like feeling so good to you. Therefore, like it's not as addictive if it doesn't feel as good. Do you know what I mean? Obviously feeling sad if someone like doesn't reply to your story, like you don't get the likes, that's where I really noticed it. It's easy to sit there and be like, there's nothing wrong with me when you get the likes and you get the comments and the guy's replying to your story and he's answering you. But then what about when they don't? Because it's gonna happen one day. What about when they stop replying to you? What about when they stop giving you attention? Then you're gonna start to feel like that void coming back. Like, oh wait, now I don't feel good enough again. Now I don't feel seen again. Now I don't feel worthy. And it's like opening up all your childhood wounds. It's literally going back to your childhood, even though it's not that deep. Like, okay, somebody R-bomb my snap. R-bomb means left me on red on Snapchat or on text. But the reason it's actually gonna make you feel super, super, super bad, more than I would say the average person, and your like whole mood is gonna be off. It's actually going back to your childhood wounds and making you feel how you actually felt in your childhood, which is like unseen, not good enough, not worthy, and needing the validation by somebody else. You don't want your mood to rise and fall and go up and down on this roller coaster based on if somebody sees your story, somebody replies to you, and if someone compliments you or how many views you get. Like, you are literally going to be living every single day up and down. Like, you're not going to be a stable human being, and I guarantee you it's already consuming you so much, and you already notice your mood going up and down that you're so done with it. And that's why you have to start validating yourself and going back to like the root cause of why you need validation so bad from other people or from guys. And then from there, you'll have a better quality of life. Now you kind of understand the cycle, right? This is why you're going to kind of understand that this validation and this filling of this void that you have is literally a coping mechanism. You're not attention seeking. You're just trying to feel safe, good enough, feel worthy, and feel seen because you never got it in your childhood. So don't look at it as like a negative connotation. It's just like the way that you're coping, having a void inside. If this is the first time you're ever even like thinking of this and like you're really not sure like if this is you, just think. Do you only usually feel pretty after someone says it? Do you feel anxious if a guy watches your story but doesn't reply to your text or your message? Does that ruin your mood? Do you tie your self-worth and your mood to how others respond to you? Whether it's a friend group, whether it's getting likes, whether it's getting views, or whether it's just like literally a man giving you attention and wanting to see you. And then ask yourself, how do you feel when you don't get it? When you don't get that one person that you want to replying, how do you feel? When the person watches your story and doesn't like it, do you feel like shit and do you question the photo? When your video flops and it's like your thirst trap, how do you feel? When the guy is busy and isn't really responding to you, isn't giving you the attention that you want, how do you feel? I'm gonna tell you it's probably bad because like I've been there and I know it feels like shit and your whole mood is gone. Take that feeling and then think to yourself, okay, this is how I know that this is attention seeking, and beyond that, it's a coping mechanism and I have a validation issue that I need to get to the root cause of and fix. Now, I have literally used this analogy in other videos, but like imagine these are two cups, okay? If this cup is you are not full. You're not full of love and you're not full of like being seen and you don't feel fully worthy, right? So basically this means that, for example, you have a hole this cup of water, this perfume bottle has a hole in it and you're not feeling validated. So even when you are with somebody, right? Like let's say this is the guy you like. The guy replies to your story. Okay, it fills you up a little bit. Okay, the guy replies to your text and tells you you're pretty. Okay, it fills you up a little bit. Okay, and maybe you're full, but because you have this hole, it runs out really quickly. So then what happens when he stops? He's no longer pouring into you. You're getting emptier and emptier and emptier because you have a hole in the bottom of you. This is your validation hole. Your need for somebody to tell you that you're good enough, your need for validation, your need to feel seen is a hole, a void in you. So that when somebody doesn't fill it, you're gonna run out and you're just gonna be dried up and you're gonna feel like absolute shit. The solution is not to like make the person keep pouring, because that's like truly never gonna happen. Even if you're in a happy marriage one day, that's never gonna happen. You need to patch up this void. And I'm going to tell you how you're going to do that. So ask yourself, would I still post this if nobody replied? And you got to be real with yourself, because I know that sometimes we trick ourselves and we think it's just for us. But the reality is deep down, you got to be honest. We know that you want the attention. We know you want the guy to see it. Sometimes we'll even make a close friend story just so somebody can see it. There's so many memes about that. Like I did it. One day I had a close friend Snapchat and there was literally one person on it, which was one guy that I wanted to see my story. Also ask yourself, like, do I feel low when I post myself or I message somebody and I don't get a response, or they don't respond how I want to, or it doesn't get a lot of views or likes, or that one guy like isn't seeing it or giving me the attention I want? If you get super low, step one, you're aware that you have an issue. Listen, you never want to be the needy and the clingy girl. Like, let me just tell you, if that is not enough reason for you to heal yourself, then I don't know what is. Like, just imagine somebody calling you the clingy and the needy girl, and a guy going around saying that girl is just so clingy, bro. You don't want anybody to ever speak about you like that. It really repels people. Like, nobody wants a person who constantly needs them to give them attention and tell them that they're good enough. Like, it gets exhausting for the other person, and they don't respect you as much, and plus you don't seem as confident when you actually need it. The truth about dating, and I'm telling you this and I'm 25 now, I've realized, is like the more confident and happy you are in not needing the man's attention, the more they actually want you. Okay, so now that you're aware of like the dopamine hits and like the addiction part of like the attention seeking, just like any addiction, your healing is going to start with a withdrawal. Okay, that takes me to the first step that I did to help me heal, which is a detox. Okay, I have done sober for men. I have other videos about it. Basically done a men's cleanse where you kind of have to sit yourself down. You have to kind of take a couple months and maybe stop posting if you're addicted to it. You have to let yourself sit in quiet. You have to stop talking to any guys. It feels like withdrawal because you're not going to get that attention. So just like I had this, you are literally not letting yourself have any attention. So you're letting yourself completely run dry with that hole. You're getting nothing and you're forcing yourself not to get it anymore. So then you have to actually sit with the feeling and deal with the issues that you have deep down, instead of just keep being in that addiction cycle of like getting attention from men and posting and stuff. You got to be super real with yourself and be like, I have an issue and it's literally an addiction that I notice that I always need subconsciously, and I don't want to be like this anymore. So let me just take 6 months, maybe it's a year, whatever it is, to be like, you know what, I am going to just take this time for myself. I'm detoxing from guys. I'm detoxing from whatever attention you want. And maybe you get that from posting, maybe you get it from messaging guys. And you have to be so firm with yourself and so clear, make a promise to yourself. It's like not doing drugs. Like, you gotta sit with yourself and be committed to not doing drugs and not getting that attention. Even when it's hard and you really want it and you feel like shit and you know that if you message the guy, like, you'll instantly feel good. You gotta make a promise to yourself that I want to go through the withdrawal. I want to detox from getting attention. I want to work on myself, and then one day I'm gonna approach a healthy relationship, or I'm gonna approach a cycle way different and way healthier, not in this like need and this dopamine rush unhealthy way. Next step is self-validation. Now, this is a big term always used all over in books and on TikTok and everything. What it really means is you have a hole where you don't feel good enough. You have a hole where you don't feel worthy, where you don't feel seen from your childhood. You still don't feel it, and to be honest, none of those men are gonna completely solve it, even if you get into a relationship with them. You gotta patch up that hole yourself, and that's through self-validation. That's through making yourself feel the things that you didn't feel in your childhood, making yourself feel good enough, making yourself feel important, your emotions feel important, your thoughts are important, you're seen, you're worthy. I truly am living proof that you can heal from this. And as somebody who was so anxious, attention seeking, needed a man 24/7, could not get out of that cycle, I am literally standing here fully healed, not needing that at all, in a completely different mindset, so content alone, and definitely not like acting like a needy girl. my dating life, my friendship, everything has become so much more calm and so much more content. And I'm just like a happier, calmer human being because I don't have this need and I'm not anxious and stuff as I used to be. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. You can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram for shorter form advice and also lifestyle type content. If you have any questions, please comment and share your experiences. Even share any like other attention seeking examples that I didn't mention in this video. And if you would like any other topics, comment them below and I will be sure to make them. I love you guys. Cheers. Bye.